Good morning, Mike. How are you?
Hey, Dave, what's going on?
What do you think of that intro? Pretty good stuff, right?
That's impressive stuff. One day I will have to come in and see the Matt Platt Studios in person. I'm sure it's an impressive sight.
There you go. It's cozy. We'll put it that way. Cozy.
Well, cozy's good on a day where I just walked outside. It's freezing outside. So, cozy gyms and cozy studios are what you want this time of year.
How's the life of a fourth grade basketball coach? Or is it fifth grade?
We're humming along. Another big win last night, so humming along.
Nice. Get us up to date here. We defer to you on all things South Jersey basketball. You're the man, getting all kind of awards and stuff. Battle by the Bay. What are you the mayor of Atlantic City over there when it comes to Battle by the Bay?
That was very nice of them to recognize. Give me that plaque before the CBA game. I was surprised. It was unexpected and much appreciated. And it, as I said, it means a lot for the Battle by the Bay, which is a great event to sort of recognize, the press's commitment to covering high school sports in our community.
Mike, how does this season compare to seasons past? What's really stuck out in your mind in terms of South Jersey basketball?
Well, I think right now we're about to, we're kind of turning for home here. We're kind of in the clubhouse turn of the season, and we're about probably a week from this Monday. The Cape Atlantic League tournament starts. The Cape Atlantic League teams will be selected this Friday, at a meeting by the Cape Atlantic Committee there. So I think the best is yet to come. A great event up at I'm heading up to Cherry Hill in a little bit. Great event up there today. Atlantic City, Camden, 3:30. Atlantic City, St. Augustine, Monday night at St. Augustine. St. Augustine, St. Anthony next Saturday at St. Augustine, and then of course the Cape Atlantic League tournament going right into the state tournament. So the best is yet to come, and this time of year, I don't think there's any better drama or any better entertainment in any sport than it is in high school basketball. What you're going to have over the next 3 to 4 weeks.
Yeah, when we spoke last week, we kind of said, okay, if you're a team on the bubble for the Cape Atlantic League tournament, you have 2 weeks to kind of solidify your resume, and we're seeing certain teams go in different directions. Teams like Pleasantville and Cedar Creek having a little bit of trouble here trying to get enough wins to qualify, whereas you have a team like St. Joe's ripping off 7 straight wins. They're kind of really getting in the mix to be one of those teams. Where we stand with some of these bubble teams?
Well, I think you hit on some bubble teams right there. I actually think Pleasantville did itself took a big step forward, a big upset win over Wildwood Catholic on Tuesday night, an 88-79 win, and I think that kind of solidifies Pleasantville. You're exactly right. Pleasantville had gotten off to a good start and then had hit a bit of a lull, but I think them coming back and beating Wildwood Catholic Tuesday night kind of solidifies their spot in the 18 field. You got to remember, this is a Pleasantville team that has wins over Mainland, wins over Ocean City, beat McGarry, and now you throw the win, the Wildwood Catholic win in there. That's a pretty good resume. I think, again, we look at 7 teams as basically, I think, having, pretty good chance of getting in, and that would be St. Augustine, Atlantic City, Wildwood Catholic, Middle Township, Holy Spirit, Pleasantville, and Ocean City. And now I think you're looking at that 8th spot. You're looking at 2 teams that are playing well and both won last night. You mentioned St. Joe. They've won 7 in a row. They're 12-5. They probably have the edge for that 8th spot right now, but Mainland Regional has all of a sudden started playing well. Another win last night, I believe, over Millville. They're 11-10. They've won 3 or 4 in a row, so they're making the late charge right there. But that was a big win for St. Joe last night over Cedar Creek, and right now I'd give St. Joe that slight edge for that number 8 spot in the field. But you never know what's going to happen when that committee goes in the room to select those teams.
Talking with Mike McGarry of the Press of Atlantic City. Mike, when you talk about this tournament, can anybody really compete with Atlantic City and St. Augustine? And if so, who would it be? Maybe a team like Wildwood Catholic, or can a team like Pleasantville, if they get hot, really give one of those teams a hard time?
Well, I think you hit on it right there. I think if you look at the, realistically, if you look at it, St. Augustine and Atlantic City, probably a level on top of the other teams in the league, the other 6 teams in the tournament. Of course, they'll play Monday night at St. Augustine at 6 o'clock. The winner will be the number 1 seed in the Cape Atlantic League tournament, and I guess everybody would kind of look for a rematch maybe on the 27th at Stockton. That would be the pick for those 2 teams to get to the final. But, you mentioned a Wildwood Catholic team that can shoot the ball well from the perimeter. If they were to get hot with, DJ Smith, Trey Smith, Ryan Legler, Caleb Fields, if those kids were to get hot and they were to hit a lot of threes, they're certainly capable of beating anybody. And, of course, Pleasantville has shown the ability to score a lot of points. Kenny Allen, particular, had just had a great week. I think he had 25 against Wildwood Catholic. And you can't put anything past Middle Township and Holy Spirit. Of course, Ocean City with Connor Laverty, one of the best players in South Jersey, 1,000-point career scorer. So, that's what makes March special. And if you look at the history of the Cape Atlantic League tournament, there have been some upsets in that, in the first round and also in that semifinal round. Wildwood Catholic knocking off a top-seeded Holy Spirit, I believe it was 2 years ago or 3 years ago, on their way to winning the championship. So there have been some upsets in the tournament, and that's what makes late February and March great for basketball fans.
Yeah, you don't really know. I mean, when you're talking about high school basketball and you group all those games together in a row, and it's tough to keep coming back night after night and putting together great games. So, like you said, it's one of those things where if a team gets hot at the right time, I think two teams that you mentioned, Pleasantville and Ocean City, really have potential to win a couple rounds and maybe make some noise into those semifinals. You're talking about teams like Pleasantville, where if Kenny Allen gets hot from the outside, they have Malik Morgan inside, Markel Bridgers, a real nice two-guard there, point guard. And, Ocean City, like with Laverty, you're never really out of it with a guy like that, and they've had some guys really coming along as well.
Right, and you know what? These teams know each other so well. It's, they for a lot of them, this will be maybe the third time they play this season, and they played, they played all 4 years of their high school career. So these teams know each other so well. So it's kind of like the ACC tournament or the Big East tournament, where a team like a Pleasantville or an Ocean City is maybe not going to go outside of the Cape Atlantic League and upset a team from the Olympic Conference or something, but inside the Cape Atlantic League, where there is that familiarity, where the kids know each other. In a lot of cases, they grew up playing against each other. Just like in college basketball, that's where you really see, you really see the upsets and stuff like that. Look, perfect example of college basketball last night. You see a Mama team that has beaten USC, UCLA, Notre Dame, and Georgetown has to rally to beat a sub-500 Rider team, at Rider last night in a great game. So you see the same thing on the high school level, where teams really know each other, and that's where you get the upsets a lot of time.
Talking with Mike McGarry of the Press for Atlantic City. Mike, one thing that really stands out to me about this Cape Atlantic League tournament, especially on the boys' side and even on the girls' side, is the great coaches that are at these schools. I mean, you're talking about Coach Rodeo, John Bruno at Ocean City, guys like Jamie Gillespie, Gene Allen. I mean, all these teams, Tom Farraco, some great coach. I mean, if you added up all their wins, it'd probably be in the several thousands.
Well, if you take Farraco and Rodeo together, you're over 1,500 right there. The other night, St. Augustine goes down and beats Middle Township. Really, St. Augustine played very well Thursday night at Middle Township. They win the game 76-51. They get balanced scoring from all five starters: Saeed Nelson, Justin Mutz, Austin Kennedy. We know about those guys. But Walter Harvey and Marlon Hodges really coming along and really. So the quote that Paul Rodeo gave me after the game was, they're becoming good high school players before our eyes, and they're exactly right. When they get balanced scoring from those five guys, they're tough to beat, and that was win number 850 for Coach Paul Rodeo. So, it'll be a big 3 weeks coming up for St. Augustine. They're undefeated. They play Winslow Township today up at Cherry Hill, like we said, Atlantic City Monday, and then just a great game next Saturday, 3 o'clock at the Shoot Down Cancer Classic, where they host St. Anthony. And, if St. Augustine gets to that game undefeated and St. Anthony gets to that game undefeated, that becomes a huge game, a huge game down here in this area.
They might put us up in that little cutout room upstairs for to save some room for fans.
Right, exactly. I mean, yeah, that the Shoot Down Cancer is just a great event run by former St. Augustine assistant Dave Catalana and his family. It's $6 to get in all day, and if you want to get there to see St. Augustine play St. Anthony, they tip at 3 o'clock. I'd get there early because I think the gym will be packed. to watch that game.
You might have to get there at 11 a.m.
I think I could get in a back door or something, but I'm still going to get there early because it's a great day of basketball and a great event. And you want to have a good seat, too.
Might have to park in Buena and get a shuttle over there.
Exactly.
Mike, talk about this game today, Atlantic City Camden. Pretty nice matchup. You got to be excited for that one.
Well, yeah, it's two of South Jersey's most storied programs, and in Atlantic City and Camden, two of the magical names in South Jersey high school basketball. You have an Atlantic City team coming in that's won 16 or 17 in a row, and it's really starting to play well. You know, Lamar Thomas and two seniors really giving Atlantic City some solid senior leadership. Lamar is averaging about 14 a game. Centeno averaging about 11 points a game. And then you've got sophomore Ray Bethea Jr. Seems to getting better every game, and he's kind of emerged as that third double-figure scorer that the team needs to kind of move forward. And then you've got, guys inside Munir Harris and Ryan Fader who just, rebound and play defense and are content to kind of do the little things that puts the team over the top. And on the the flip side of it, you've got Camden, defending South Jersey Group 2 champion, and Camden, they have a familiar name, the local basketball fans, Corey Greer, son of Middle Township standout Lamar Greer. Corey went to Middle last year as a freshman, now has transferred to Camden as a sophomore point guard for Camden, averaging about 12 a game. So it should be a tremendous game up at Cherry Hill East, about a 3 o'clock or 3:30 tip up there, and it'll be another big crowd up there to see that game.
Good stuff, Mike. We're up against the break. We'll catch up with you next week, talk a little more Cal basketball tournament.
All right, anytime, Sully. No problem. Thanks for having me.
Appreciate it, Mike. Have a good weekend.
See you later.
That was Mike McGarry, Press for Atlantic City.